A lot of people are gonna feel dumb, because a lot of people have talked trash to the Clippers after they blew that 3-1 lead in the bubble. Even the Suns are chirping at Paul George. I'm sorry, Chris Paul has no room to talk trash about the playoffs. CP3 is a playoff loser. Still, the only way to shut them up is to win, and that is exactly what will happen this season. I am ready to call the Clippers as my 2021 NBA champs. This video explains why it is not the Lakers, the Nets, the Nuggets, or anyone else, but the cursed Clips. Yo, it's Casey, this is AM Hoops. Let me know how dumb you think I am in the comment section, but watch the video first. I hate it when people just they read the headline, they just go straight to the comments. Member shoutouts, Felipe Martins and Adam McWilliams. Congrats on the PS5, Adam. You know, the Clippers' embarrassing bubble loss made everyone underestimate them, and now they're actually underrated. It reminds me of how painful it was to underestimate getting a dog. I never owned a dog as an adult, and I thought, how hard could it be? It's just a puppy. Big mistake. Oh? Next thing I know, the apartment is covered in dog poop. I've got this thing that barks at all hours, and I have to take it on walks when I'm busy. Did you know that you can't just leave for vacation whenever you want? What about the dog? It caught me by cute, yet painful surprise. The same thing will happen with the Clippers and the rest of the league. And that's why CP3 was even talking trash. Paul George now has a reputation around the league as a soft choker. Fans consider Doc Rivers one of the best coaches, and then one series later, he's suddenly a laughingstock. Look, I know he had history before, but no one ever brought that up. These guys didn't become bad at their jobs overnight. People suffer from recency bias. The literal definition is giving greater importance to the most recent event, which is a mistake. Don't you hate it when people name their top 5 NBA players, but they don't include guys like Kareem or Bill Russell? Aren't those people stupid? It's because they just started watching the game and they suffer from recency bias. The same goes for Clipper haters. Now, before we get into my top 4 reasons that the Clippers are going to win, there are some things you're not going to see, like depth. I think depth is extremely overrated in the playoffs. Teams stop messing around and only play guys that can win big games. I like Reggie Jackson or Terrence Mann recently, but I don't want to see them, or even like Luke Kennard in the postseason. The Clippers are all about Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and maybe 5 or 6 other guys. If healthy, the Clippers have the best duo in the West outside of the Lake Show. So let's run down my top 4 reasons the Clippers will win. Number 4, seeding. Yes, Patrick Beverley will return just before the playoffs, but until then, LA could get to the number 1 seed. Don't believe me? This will make you go,
Things that make you go,
These teams have the easiest remaining games left. The Clips' second easiest schedule to the Jazz. So look, I'm not saying they will definitely overtake Utah for number 1, but they're under 5 games back and have a month to make that up. Even if the Clippers get, say, the 2 seed, that is a huge advantage. But even if they don't get a favorable seed, number 3 is favorable matchups. I am not a big believer in these Phoenix Suns with almost no playoff experience outside of CP3 and Jay Crowder. Paul George has averaged 36 points against Phoenix, and Rondo is CP3's worst nightmare. What about the Nuggets? Obviously, Jamal Murray's knee injury is horrible, but as good as they've been with Aaron Gordon now on the team, they're still average defensively. Aaron Gordon can defend the wing, but they traded Gary Harris. That means that Denver has the same number of perimeter defenders as they did before. I mean, Aaron Gordon was on the Magic, not like they had an elite defense. No, they were average, just like the Nuggets. The Lakers are amazing, but I'm not sold on AD and LeBron's health just yet. That leaves the Jazz. And while it wouldn't be an easy series, I'm going with LA. Serge Ibaka pulls Rudy Gobert out to the perimeter. Donovan Mitchell is great, but Kawhi is a scary matchup. Also, this team owns the tiebreaker over the Suns, the Lakers, the Blazers, and maybe Denver if they win in May. I am loving the Clippers' advantage. Number 2, playoff Rondo. I know Hawks fans, Rondo sucked for you. He was god-awful. But why would the Clips take Rondo's salary for next year, give the Hawks a really good 6th man and 2 picks? Because LA's front office thinks playoff Rondo still exists. If not, they should be fired. So, I am going to trust that a 35-year-old Rondo can turn it on like he did for the Lakers. If that gamble pays off, the Clippers get exactly what they've been lacking. A playoff-worthy point guard to initiate the offense. Pat Beverly will probably start, but Rondo should finish games, which will free up Kawhi and PG. He'll be that vocal leader so they don't, blow a 3-1 lead. Last year, again, Rondo was key to his team's postseason. He had a 115 offensive rating and a 108 defensive rating. This season in Atlanta, that was 98 and 113. Pathetic. But remember recency bias? All these people screaming that Rondo is washed because of 27 games with the Hawks are insane. The front office placed a bet that playoff Rondo is alive? I believe him. But the number one reason is they are playing like champs. Since the All-Star break, things have really started to click, and the Clippers have the number 1 offense and the top 5 defense. That is championship worthy. It's no wonder they started the season slow. The Clippers had things to work on. They fired a Hall of Fame coach. They revamped key roster spots in the offseason. They were really bad in the clutch and had a surprisingly bad defense. Now though, things are coming into focus, and it reminds me of last year when they got rolling just before the season shut down. Every guy in the rotation is shooting 39% or better from deep. That's been a storyline all year. People thought it was going to come back to earth, but it hasn't. Of course, the wild card for every team is injuries, and the Clips aren't exactly healthy. Patrick Beverly broke his hand. Serge Ibaka has been out about a month with a back issue, but this actually might help the team. One reason they've been so good on defense is Ivica Zubac's starting after Serge went down. He has played so well. I think Ty Lue should keep Serge on the bench when he's healthy. Pat Bev's injury just means more minutes for Rondo. Yes, Rondo is a champion and a vet, but he needs minutes with this roster. The Clippers were all the experts' favorite last season. They've actually improved, and no one's picking them? I think they're being slept on, and they will silence the doubters in July. And this is not just because Kawhi Leonard is my favorite player, which yes, I revealed in this video last week that is a story that I tell about how I almost got fired from work with Kawhi Leonard standing right next to me. Check it out.